So, a really funny thing starts to happen when you start transitioning from your birth sex to the gender in which you identify. After a while, you kind of start to, focus not solely, but a whole heck of a lot on everything that revolves around the process of transitioning. And if you're not careful, it really feels like your life becomes transitioning. Like everything from, pretty much right from the moment you get up, everything becomes about, how does my voice sound? How do I look? It really starts to become about, like, do I look okay? No, we're not going down there. Like, what do I do at this point, But then a really cool thing happens after you've been transitioning for a while is you focus so much on your image, on how you look, and making sure that everything is just fucking awesome and perfect and exactly the way that you want it and the way that you want people to see you. And then after a while, you kind of don't give a shit anymore. I mean, it's not that you stop caring about how you look or that you don't care about looking nice or looking your best, but after a while, you stop caring so much about being perceived all the time as the normal whatever, the normal guy or the normal girl. You stop focusing on being accepted as the norm, and you kind of become content with being accepted as like, oh yeah, that's a guy, but he looks a little frail, or like, oh yeah, she looks like she could rip me in half, but so it's really just about getting comfortable with, with the fact that, you're trans. And not that it defines who you are, but it's simply a part of who you are. Just like the color of your hair or your heritage and all that, good stuff. It's simply a part of your history, a part of who you are. And while a lot of people don't go advertising the fact that they're trans, it's still something that, to some degree, you should be a little bit proud of. Because it is kind of an interesting experience. How many people can say that they have been both male and female? At least on a physiological level. Not a lot of people can say that. And it gives you a very interesting perspective on the rest of the world when you've experienced the world from both the male and female perspective. I was talking half jokingly, half seriously to someone on the phone about how, I've been on both ends of the gender spectrum, and men and women do gross shit in the bathroom. I'm sorry, that's the truth. And, and we all have our own insecurities being on either end of the spectrum. But the key thing is being able to at least, look in the mirror and say, yeah, that's me. And at least be happy with saying, that's me. That's who I am. And I'm, for the most part, happy. You know, maybe I don't have the nicest boobs, and my waist could be a little smaller, and I would like to have some wider hips, but with time, I'll get some of this skin snipped off from when I used to be a freaking fat ass. Get some help up top, and I'm not gonna do any butt implants. Not me. I don't think. So, I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about just now, so I wanted to just record my thoughts on it. And yeah, it's funny because I spent so much time, so many years, just focusing on transitioning. Everything was about transitioning, from pretty much from the moment I woke up to me crying myself to sleep at night. And it was pretty awful, you know, those years I spent just focusing on everything transitioning. And all I thought was, all I want is to be recognized as a woman, and my life will not be easy, but it will be so much better. Everything will be so much more awesome. And I finally get to that point. I finally, you know, climb the mountain and reach the summit, and I get there, and now what? But yeah, you definitely get kind of that now what feeling once you get to the point where you're recognized as a gender in which you identify. But it's a great now what feeling. You know, I'm definitely happy that I got to the and now what in my transition, at least for now. There definitely are some things that I'm still looking forward to, but that's for the future. Anyway, I'm really tired. I'm just gonna I just want to record that before I went to sleep because I am tired. Anyway, later guys.